Good morning, friends. How are you doing? I literally just woke up and I don't remember the last time I woke up and filmed. It's been years, probably since AJ was this size. If you've been around since I've been making videos with baby AJ, let me know in the comments because I'm just curious. I'm just curious how long you guys have been here. We have been talking a lot on the channel about switching from a fear-based mindset to a faith-based mindset. But what I also realized is that we haven't really talked about how to identify whether you live in fear and how to exactly shift to a faith-based mindset, not just during meditation, not just for a day, but how to change your personality so that you become a person that is expecting good, looking forward to every single day that comes, truly being grateful when you wake up because you know that the day ahead is filled with goodies and just love from this universe. How to switch to that mindset, coming from a scarcity mindset, a fear mindset, or just a mindset where you're constantly expecting the worst case scenario. The very first step is honesty, being honest with yourself. I feel like that's been a theme in a lot of our videos, honesty with oneself. And to define whether you truly live in a faith-based reality or a fear-based reality is identifying how you feel in your daily life. And all of this stuff can only be really used. Law of attraction, law of vibration, all of it, it can only be used if you understand how you feel and if you can know how you feel and articulate it. So that's always where we start, understanding ourselves, understanding our chemical reactions within our body. So figuring out whether we have a faith-based mindset or a fear-based mindset, it lies in whether your life feels constricted or whether your life feels expansive. I can say from personal experience, coming from a faith-based mindset, because I used to suffer from really serious anxiety to the point where I would see visions of really dark things. My intrusive thoughts were scenes from my worst nightmares. If you suffer from intrusive thoughts, let me know in the comments because I've really been thinking about making a video about anxiety, but I only want to do it if it speaks to you guys. Because I suffered from these intrusive thoughts, I was always prepared for the worst. And what this means is I was resisting life. When you resist, when you go into situations saying, I know I'm not going to like what's going to happen, you're resisting instead of just allowing. When you allow, you're saying, universe, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know you have my back. When you resist, there's a feeling of constriction. There is a feeling of uncomfortability, like there is no possibility in how the situation is going to turn out. That's a fear-based perspective where you feel trapped, where you feel like there's nowhere to go in your life. Now, a faith-based perspective is going to feel expansive. It's going to feel like there are no limits. When you first shift into this expansive mindset, it's so freeing, especially if you've never felt it before, because it's kind of that realization that I have nothing to be afraid of. I have nothing to be fearful of. I do not need to be upset in this moment, and that is my choice. Having a faith-based reality means allowing life to happen with the faith that everything actually works out for your own good. Have a faith-based reality. It's completely reflected in how you manifest. If you have a faith-based reality, there will be so much ease. There will be so much ease when you manifest, so much, to the point where, yes, you can manifest the things that you want to, but also little tiny things that you're not even trying to manifest will come into fruition just because you're so in alignment with flow and with source. For example, yesterday, I had a lash appointment at 11 a.m. and I woke up and I was just like, oh, I would love if I could just go to this appointment earlier, maybe at 9:30. I am not joking. This girl texted me and was like, hey, can you come earlier at 9:30? And I was like, girl, you have no idea how that would help my day. You literally said the time I was going to ask you if I could come. So stuff like that happens all the time. Synchronicities, listening to songs and like hearing a word and then seeing a word at the same time. Synchronicities will just happen all the time based on whether you're living in a faith-based reality or a fear-based reality. So usually in the mornings, I will make some coffee or some tea and watch some or listen to some Abraham Hicks, some good stuff to get my day started.
And the more your habit of thought doesn't go along with that, when you really, really want something and you're focused upon its opposite, you feel really, really bad because there's a really big wobble. You sort of want it and you're focused in.
It's 10:10. I still am not dressed. Oh, it's 10:10. I'm still not dressed. And I was wondering, what was the next part of my day gonna look like? What was I gonna show you guys next? And then I felt anxiety. I was like, oh, I have to deliver something. And I'm shifting into this part of my life where I'm obsessed with feminine and masculine energy. I'm obsessed with both. And I'm also obsessed with leaning into my feminine more. And that's learning how to receive. Learning how to receive without feeling like you have to work for it or like you have to sacrifice a part of yourself, like you have to change a part of yourself. Learning that you're able to receive just by being is a truly feminine theme. And that's something that I'm trying to incorporate into my life. I get hunger pains now. Breastfeeding has gotten so intense. I need to eat all the time now. That's where I am in life. I need to eat all the time. My husband had to go to the gas station last night at 11 p.m. and he got protein cookies. So that way between meals, if I'm too busy with the babies, it hurts so bad. Oh man. If I get too busy with the babies, I can eat protein cookies and, you know, feel sustained. Anyway, being a mom means if you have to choose where you want your energy to go, and I want to YouTube, but I also want to be the best mom I can be. So I think I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of this too, because I'm a human and I do more than make law of attraction videos. And I feel like you guys see my value outside of that. Maybe I'm the one who hasn't seen my value outside of that. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go check on my food. Baby bug being perfect. Baby bug really mad at me anytime my hands are not on her, anytime she does not feel me. We have problems. Can I go check on my food? Go check on my food. Can I put you over here? It's okay. It's okay, Mama. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be right back. It's gonna be so great, okay? I'm gonna be right back. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Go. Yep. Yep. I'm here. You have attention. You have attention. Hello. See, food just, it brings everything back. I know y'all can tell I have so much more energy. So, yes, I have to eat always. I have to eat always to make sure that I'm giving you what you need. And yeah, mom stuff is way more intense than it was with my first child, and I'm learning that I'm allowed to focus on whatever I want to. And I ain't got to do anything for anybody but my family and my husband. And it took me some real prioritizing to get here. And I'm going to share that journey with you guys too. Just not right now. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm still new to this, guys, but I like doing it. It's fun. Are you excited too? Yeah. AJ's home. He was with his Mimi all yesterday, and that was really nice. And now he's home. I'm just chilling with the kids. And yes, I'm really hungry. I need to make a shake because yesterday I got so hungry that I ordered pizza and mozzarella sticks because I was just so hungry. And immediate regret. No bad vibes to anybody who eats dairy, but if you guys have been on this channel for a while, you know that I personally believe that dairy brings on my MS symptoms. And I was so hungry and I just wanted food because I was with the baby, so I couldn't cook. So I got pizza, and it was just instant regret, just feeling it in my body. It felt foreign and wrong. So I need to make more of an effort to have food around and prepped that aligns with the diet that I intentionally picked for myself, and just make sure I'm following that, because I swear our bodies know exactly what they want and exactly what they don't want, and they tell us. They tell us loud and clear. You put your plate in the sink?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I love you.
I love.
See you later. I'd really like to talk about what it actually means to live in a fear-based reality and describe a little more how it feels. When you live in a fear-based reality, it feels very predictable. You are constantly predicting the worst outcome, and this is coming from your past experiences. So whenever you know that you have the opportunity to make a decision, whenever you know that you'll have the opportunity to express yourself in a new or different way, these are often the times where we have opportunities to practice faith or practice fear-based thinking. And often, if you're used to expecting the worst, and if you're used to leaning into a belief system of I feel like I say lack of faith over and over again, but lack of faith really means lack of excitement, lack of passion, lack of energy, lack of all these things, because your body is predicting that it's going to experience something negative that it's experienced before. So instead of feeling the chemicals of all of the positive emotions that come with a faith-based mindset, your body floods itself with chemicals to prepare it for whatever experience that you're starting to dread. Anytime that we experience anxiety, anytime that we are in fear or scared or feeling paranoia, it is only based off of past experiences. That is where our mind is getting the idea that we have something to fear based off of something that we have experienced in our past. The best way to combat this, I believe, is by not only being present, but also starting to expect these difficult emotions. Like I said, different events in our lives give us the opportunity to practice faith-based thinking or fear-based thinking. So if you find yourself in one of these situations where you have the opportunity to choose, I think that it's the most mature decision to expect the darker thoughts, expect the anxious thoughts, expect the doubt, expect the anger, expect the frustration, whatever situation you're in. Learn to expect it so that when you start to feel it in your body, because you know your pattern, you can learn to make an intentional choice. When you're going through a difficult experience, learn to expect the difficult emotion, because that's a part of your personality. If you often experience very difficult emotions that don't serve you when you're in certain situations, you know that's a part of your personality. It's something you've experienced before from yourself. Okay, so we have to practice honesty. And when we find ourselves in a future difficult situation, if we can learn to expect those emotions from ourselves, we're able to not be overwhelmed once those chemicals start flowing through our body. And that's where the choice comes from. Instead of being triggered by emotions, because you've learned to expect the emotions, you're kind of ahead of the trigger. So instead of being triggered, you can learn to navigate. Because when you suffer from anxiety, when you suffer from depression, those chemicals are always going to have the opportunity to appear in your body, and it will feel the same. Just because you practice spirituality, just because you practice higher thinking, does not mean that anxiety and depression magically go away. But if you're able to identify the specific emotions that anxiety makes you feel, if you're able to identify the specific emotions that depression make you feel, when you start to feel those emotions, you're able to stay connected to your soul as opposed to your ego, because your ego is going to be the part of yourself that's like resisting it all, right? Like, I shouldn't be mad, I shouldn't be angry, I shouldn't be sad, I should be happy, life should be perfect. That's all our ego. Our ego is upset when our life does not look like the picture that we paint for ourselves. So by expecting these emotions, by reminding yourself that you're human, you're not perfect, and that when you are in difficult situations, sometimes you have difficult thoughts. By reminding yourself of that, you're able to stay connected to your highest self. When you are in this place, when you are able to navigate, when you're able to say, okay, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling doubtful, I'm starting to become overwhelmed, you are then able to make a conscious choice to lean into a better feeling thought. The quote that I referenced today was from the Bible. And it's so simple, but it's so complex at the same time. And I truly believe that a big part of our lives are about mastery over our emotions, being able to master ourselves, how we act, how we speak, how we think, even when there is a chemical reaction in our body trying to control our thought process. I believe that we are supposed to be the masters of our vessels, and the only way to do that is to be the master of our emotions. Using our emotions to understand what we want from life, not allowing our emotions to use us. So this part of the video is going to be all about tough love. Let me give you guys some tough love. Shifting into a faith-based reality means abandoning a couple of perspectives that are rooted in victim mentality. So when you shift to a faith-based mindset, that means you're going to abandon the mindset that nothing can go right for you. Because sometimes we get this idea that whenever we try to do something, we're just going to automatically fail. And if we begin to shift into a faith-based mindset, we got to back up our talk with our walk. If we begin to shift into a faith-based mindset, that's going to mean actually taking action like we believe in ourselves. And that can be so scary. And that's why so many people hang on to the victim mentality, because victim mentality often means that we don't have to try because we're going to fail. We convince ourselves that we're going to fail before we start. So we have to stop believing that things don't go right for us. And the second belief that we need to abandon is that everyone is against us. When we have disagreements with friends, family, strangers, we have to stop going into these disagreements with our defenses so high. Every argument allowing us to recall every other argument that we've had in the past. We have to stop connecting the past to our futures and instead learning to see others the way that we want others to see us. I want people to see me as a friendly person, an honest person, a compassionate person. So that's what I expect from the other people in my life. And if a person does not meet that expectation, I let them have a bad day. I let them show me their character, but I don't use that one situation to define them as a whole, because that's not what I would want someone to do to me. And I didn't learn to do this until I started to actually invest my energy in having a faith-based mindset, because having a faith-based mindset means that you actually have faith in other people. And that was a big learning curve for me. The thing is, we haven't said this on the channel in a while, so that our saying is back. I'm gonna put it on a shirt. Life is supposed to feel good, so let it. Life is supposed to feel good, so let it. We must allow ourselves to release this resistance when it comes to feeling childlike faith, when it comes to feeling this expansive belief that anything can happen. So often we avoid this because we feel like we're being naive, because we feel like we're being immature, ignorant, stupid when we choose to have faith. When we're in situations where we have a choice to either think negatively or to have faith, a lot of times the thoughts aligned with faith make us feel like, again, we're being naive, like we're not really being realistic. But we have to realize that and choose to be the person who lives with blind faith. It's a decision, it's a choice. And I know that there's always a chance, there's always a risk that when we live by faith, we will be disappointed. Yes, there's always a risk, but I haven't been disappointed yet. I'll put it that way. I have not been disappointed yet. So as we grow, let's try to recognize when we're trying to act like we know everything about this life experience. And instead of saying, I'm just preparing myself, I'm just making sure that I'm thinking of what I need, instead of always going to that mindset where we feel like we have to always watch out for ourselves from every single direction, let's learn to shift into a mindset where we believe that a higher power is looking out for us and that we don't always have to predict every problem that's going to happen, and instead find ease in our daily experience, because that ease is what allows us to further understand and be present within the beauty of life. Innocent, almost ignorant faith, ignorant belief, blind belief, that is real faith. That's why it feels so awkward. That's why it feels so wrong, because we're not taught to have actual genuine faith. We're taught to believe if something in this physical realm gives us permission to. We need to see the proof, right? So having real, unbridled, blind faith doesn't always feel right in the moment. It's a choice. So if you feel like you are shifting from a place where you do not have faith, you do not live the way you want, you do not practice having the faith that you want, if you feel like you are in this place where you're dedicated to becoming a person who lives by faith, the only advice I can give to you is to practice being present so that you can take on your beliefs one by one. As each thought in your mind comes up, listening to each thought, saying that thought belongs to me, that thought doesn't. And the thoughts that do belong to you, the thoughts that do resonate with who you are as a person, ask yourself, is this a thought based in fear, or is this a thought based in the faith that I have with this life experience? Does this thought align with the life experience that I know is on its way to me? Does it align? And from there, you will be able to consistently grow, consistently shift thought by thought. But you got to do that spring cleaning with your mindset so that you can be aware of thoughts that you've had in the past from the past year, past 2 years, from the past 10 years, from your childhood. You have to do that spring cleaning to make sure that the thoughts that are in your mind are aligned with the person that you want to be, because that's going to make it easier to have faith, because you are at least solid in yourself. And when you're solid in yourself, it becomes a lot easier to have faith and to believe in the good in this world, because you're grounded. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. If any part of this video really resonated with you, please leave a timestamp down below so I know what you're talking about, and let me know how it resonated with you. Let me know if any part of this video really resonated with you, really changed your perspective, and if so, what are you going to do now that you have this new perspective? What action are you going to take? Tell me about it, because I love keeping up with all of your progress. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, because that's going to allow this video to reach more people, so we can continue to grow this community and reach more people and show more people that life is supposed to be easy. Life is supposed to feel good. And last but not least, please make sure that you're subscribed and that you click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I come out with new videos. I love you with all my heart. Thank you so much for watching another video, and I will see you next time. Bye.